Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Howdy, y'all. red.olaughlin here on the Talking Heads program on the USA Global TV and Radio Network and on the E360 TV network. We started out several weeks ago, just prior to the beginning of the year, talking about how do we optimize our health for 2024. Let me bring up my slide deck here so we can jump right into that. Boom. Okay. And I'm hoping to finish it today, or at least get close enough that we're coming to an end. I'm a researcher, never been associated with doctors' offices, medical field, pharmaceutical field. I do, however, have a very passion's probably chemistry. I fell in love with it years and years ago, and I use it all the time. My chemistry knowledge helped me right now establish what I've been doing with a lot of my health and wellness, because I look in the human body at the cellular level, chemically speaking. I look for cause and effect relationships. When this chemical reaction happens, what happens on the other end? And when that one happens, what happens over here? And okay, can you slow this one down? Can you stop it? Can I speed it up? And those are the things I look at. And when you're sick, there's certain things happen. There are a lot of pathways. But when you treat the symptoms, just a runny nose, you're not treating the cause of the problem. So I look at what's the cause and what can we do? Stop treating. Well, you may need to treat the symptoms to feel better, but treating the symptoms is not the solution. But I believe our health and our wellness is our responsibility. And as always, all my presentations are primarily for awareness and education. We started out with optimal health topics, and we talked about mindset and our subconscious mind, decision making, planning, all those kinds of things. And we got into body health. I spent a lot of time on diet and nutrition. There's 11 different organs we talked about, because our organs are growing and are healthy at different times. In other words, if I had a heart that was diseased, it's going to be older in retrospect compared to other parts of my body. I may have a perfectly healthy gut, a perfectly healthy brain, and not a good heart, or maybe not so healthy brain, but a good heart. Anyway, our organs age at different rates. And so today we're going to talk about the nutrition and other things, good foods that will bring, I think we got 3 or 4 or 5 left that we need to talk about. And with luck and good time management, we'll be able to talk about fat and weight management, our immune system, and healthy aging. So getting right into it. Our immune system, the things that we really need are zinc, selenium, iron, vitamins, a lot of them. Basically your C and your D, all 8 parts of vitamin E, B12. B12 has to be one that goes under the tongue because it needs to dissolve into the bloodstream. If you take B12 and you swallow it as a pill and it ends up in the stomach, your digestive acids will destroy it. Fish oil, protein. Yes, you need animal protein, berries, spinach, mushrooms. And as you start looking at these things, you see some of the same things over and over and over again. But then occasionally you'll see something that pops up. But garlic, folates of vitamin B, tea. I particularly like green tea, but I take 5 to 6 different kinds of teas on a daily basis. I put them all into one pot. Curcumin, again, make sure you have the black pepper extract with that. Leafy green vegetables. Carrots, something we haven't seen too much of. Eggs, yogurt, probiotics. We're talking about our immune system as part of our gut. And citrus, one of those other things we don't talk about very much. But exercise, weight management, keeping the extra fat off our bodies, and quality sleep all help our immune system. There's a lot of things. I just boiled it down to these. Let's talk about the pancreas. Again, a lot of different vitamins, A, C, D, E, again, all 8 of them. The B complex, all of your Bs, magnesium, calcium, zinc. I was looking at something yesterday, and when we're stressed out, one of the things, actually, magnesium and zinc are 2 of the minerals that our body uses up in order to counter that stress. So, yeah, you're taking stuff, but if you're stressed, you probably need a little bit of extra. Selenium, omega-3s, cruciferous vegetables, whole grains, fruits, your lean meat, and that includes fish. And again, exercise, avoiding alcohol. I like coconut oil a lot. There are other vegetable oils out there that I avoid because they have a tendency, if you overindulge in them, it increases the inflammation in the body. And avoid fried, ultra processed, sugar laden fats. That fried, most cases, processed, all of that involves those omega-6 fatty acids, your sunflower, your soy, your canola, those kinds of oils. Okay, organ health. We talked about a lot of ones. Let's get into the muscle, something we don't think of being as an organ, but our muscles need nutrition too. They need rest, they need working, they need a lot of things. But essentially everything I've said before, boom, same. We need to do all those vitamins, all the rest of that stuff. But with muscles, bananas, again, good for that. Glutamine, your CoQ10, again, on CoQ10, you have ubiquinol, and you want the one that's the higher price spread. You can usually find them in bottles, a $10 bottle and $30 bottle. Well, ubiquinone is in the $10 bottle. Ubiquinol is in the $30 bottle. What's the difference besides 3 times the price? Well, the ubiquinone is barely absorbed in the body. The ubiquinol, even though it costs a lot more money, you get tons more into the body than you would with the low price CoQ10. Proteins, again, animals, lysine, HMB. Again, I had that one down earlier, and I knew it. I should have written it out. I'll let that one go for right now. Potassium, sulfur, lots of sulfur. When you exercise your muscles, you need sulfur in recovery. Quality sleep, cheese, low-fat dairy, creatine, collagen. A fair amount of rest because your muscles need that first few hours of sleep in order to get the rest and recuperation that's needed, the repair, and hot and cold therapies. Our vascular system, our arteries, our blood vessels, our capillaries, the entire vascular system also needs nutrition, just like anything else. Basically the same vitamins and minerals that we've talked about for all the other organs, but pomegranates, onions, walnuts, beets, things we don't think about, cayenne peppers, tomatoes, avocados, cinnamon. And cinnamon can be a two-edged sword. Taking too much of it can actually harm you. And you have 2 different kinds of cinnamon. So be very careful on that one. The Ceylon cinnamon and the other kind, that one is one you really want to be careful of, especially if you're just taking it in pill form, because it gets into your stomach before it opens up, and you don't end up with a lot of that cinnamon taste. But sunflower seeds, exercise, and vitamin K2. And vitamin K2, you have 2 different parts of it. Your 2 monoquinones that are primary, and there are more than 2, but MK2 and MK4 and MK7. The MK7 is a long-lasting 24-hour component of vitamin K2, but the MK4, monoquinone 4, is the one in vitamin K2 that is your workhorse. That's the one that goes about doing everything your vitamin K needs to do. And our intestines, our gut, again, same old, all those vitamins and minerals we talked about. But with our gut, we need prebiotics and probiotics. Probiotics, a lot of things there, but most people have never heard about prebiotics. That's the fertilizer that helps your gut use the probiotics much more efficiently. Gut microbiome is what we're really looking at in our gut. We need to keep control over that. We need fiber. We need polyphenols, a lot of them available in anything that has a color in, as far as your fruit and vegetable goes, that contains a polyphenol. Your omega-3, your teas, kiwi fruit, something we don't think about often. A lot of water, because that stuff's got to flush through. Avoid high glycemic foods. That's anything that has a lot of carbs and sugar in it. Occasionally we hear this term leaky gut, your membrane that goes from your gut lining, your intestinal lining, into your blood system, goes through your immune system. And when you have certain situations, primarily with gluten and potentially with casein and dairy, the size of the holes that allow nutrients to flow through the wall of the intestines, that permeability, gets to a point where you have a leaky gut. The holes are too big, and you end up with IBD and Crohn's and a lot of different other gut related diseases. Alcohol is something you also want to maintain control over. And 80% of your gut is your immune system. So you got to really take care of your gut. How your gut feels is how your brain feels, is how your body feels. If your gut is not good, you're not going to feel good. Your brain is going to suffer. Your whole body is going to suffer. Okay, let's see. I think we have enough time to try to finish most of this here. Weight management, fat management. We've had sessions on this in the past. Go to the USA Global TV and Radio Network on YouTube. Go into the playlist. Go into the archives of Talking Heads. I did 4 or 6 weeks on fat management, maybe 4 weeks on weight management. And there's a lot of stuff there that gets into the nitty-gritty details of what do you really need to do in order to lose weight, lose inches of fat. But our fat and weight management are not much different than some of the goals. But if our goal is the same thing we failed at, we've talked about this many, many times. You can't pick the same goal you failed at many, many times, because your subconscious mind is going to say, oh, no, you're not going to do that. It's going to protect you from something that may be good for you. So look at what is different. If I want to lose weight, maybe my goal should be, I want to lose inches, because that may be something you haven't failed at. But if you've had failure before, and there are ways to correct that and look back in my subconscious mind shows, but it's more difficult. So just change the goal that will accomplish the same end result. And then you ask, what can you change? Well, I can eat healthier. I can sleep better. I can go to bed earlier. I can lose inches. I can walk more. There's a lot of things I can do, end up burning more calories and end up losing weight. Stress loves fat. It loves to hold on to it. It loves to store it. There's so many things that the stress hormones love to do with fat. And so if you're not doing a stress management program, seriously look at 2 or 3 that something you can do, because stress will in fact store a lot of extra fat around your midsection and add extra weight. And prepare for better sleep. Quality sleep is what you need, not just sleep. Eating a large meal at night is not going to help you get better sleep. Having a couple beers late at night is not going to help you get extra sleep. You need to abstain at least 3 or 4 hours from any alcohol before you go to sleep, at least 3 hours from any food, so your digestive system can in fact digest everything you have. But if you have a big meal and a couple 3 glasses of wine, your digestive system is on hold. It just stops until your liver processes all of the alcohol out of the body. And that is something that happens. People don't realize it. You wake up at 2:08 in the morning, you're wide awake, and you, what's going on? Because all of a sudden your body has processed all the alcohol out, and now your body is starting the digestive process for all the food you ate. Okay, when you're looking at fat and weight management, several questions you need to address. Are your goals sustainable? If all I'm doing is I'm going to go on a diet for 2 weeks, that's not sustainable. Whatever you're doing should be a lifestyle change. In other words, the same thing you're doing now is going to apply next year and the year after. Maybe what you need is an accountability partner. Sometimes being accountable to somebody else. And I would recommend a friend rather than a spouse or somebody at work. Pick somebody who is not with you all the time. Somebody that, because if you're working with somebody, oh yeah, I had a bad week, I didn't do well. Get an accountability partner that when you send them a Sunday night email with 3 or 4 lines on it, that it's somebody you respect, but somebody that you don't want to slough off and lie to or whatever. But accountability partner, if you're accountable to somebody and that person is not part of your life on a general basis, you tend to adhere more to what you need to do, because you don't want to say, hey, I failed. And you can do that. That's fine once or twice, but you don't want it 3 weeks in a row. And are your metrics realistic? Are you looking at just pounds? I've talked about having a scale that records a dozen different metabolic functions. It looks at visceral fat. It looks at subcutaneous fat. It looks at a number of different things. So maybe For me, I want to lose visceral fat. That's one of my goals. So as I get on the scale once a week and I record the information there, it goes straight to my cell phone. Am I actually losing what I want to lose? Am I timing things right? Am I being realistic? Am I really choosing something different that I haven't done before? Is it fun? And can you maintain it long term? So, if I'm going to give up sugar for the next month, well, maybe I need to give up sugar for the next 24 months, 60 months. The whole thing is that you're making a change, because fat and weight are the result of everything you're doing now. Your lifestyle is represented by what you look at. So if you're looking at the scale, you're looking at yourself in the mirror, that's what you've done with everything you're doing to get to there. You need to change something and maintain that change. Now, you can have somebody who looks perfectly healthy on the outside and may have high blood pressure and other issues, diabetes. So there are a lot of things that just because you look good doesn't necessarily mean you are good. But nutrition, lots of things that we previously discussed that are super critical. One thing you might want to look at, what are you currently deficient in? Well, what contains vitamin E? What contains vitamin K? Are you deficient in those? Look at what your deficiencies are and start trying to supplement with foods or supplement with pills. Again, with fat and weight, balanced nutrition is the best that you can. If you can balance 30 nutrients on a daily basis, you're going to end up with a much better life. Fruits and vegetables are a primary part of that. I strongly recommend people read the Walls Protocol. That's WAHLS. Dr. Terry Walls is I think she's an internist. Late in life, she came down with MS, multiple sclerosis. No matter what the doctors did, prescribed, she got worse. She ended up in a wheelchair for years. She did her own study on autoimmune diseases and put herself on her own protein. After years in a wheelchair, 3 months, she was able to walk using a walker. A month later, she was able to walk using a cane. Within a year, she's bicycling 18 miles. She has programs on YouTube and other places, Facebook, and you would never guess that she has been ravaged with MS like a lot of people are. But I put my wife on that in between chemo and radiation for her breast cancer. Months and months and months of chemo fog and weeks of radiation were wiped out in literally 48, 72 hours, gone, never returned. So balanced nutrition is great. I recommend changing the proteins often and also looking at the quality fats you have. Measure more than inches and pounds. Like I talked about, visceral fat is one of the things that it's my personal thing that I'm looking at. Be happy with incremental changes. If you only lost a half inch, if you only lost a pound, a half a pound, be happy with the incremental changes. Things don't change overnight. They didn't change overnight to get to where you are. Don't expect in 2 weeks everything's going to be hunky-dory. One of the things I'm saying you really, absolutely, positively must master label reading. These are things that you're making a decision to eat this. Well, what's in it? If it's not something that you pick up and there's no package to it and there's a label on it, you ought to know what you're reading, what you're eating. And again, same thing in a restaurant. What are my food choices? If I go to that particular restaurant, I'm going to have Chinese, or I'm going to have chicken, I'm going to have fish, whatever. What are my choices and how can I optimize my health? Portion control. I've told people a lot of times, don't use your regular dinner plate. Use a salad plate. Don't go back for seconds. You're cutting back on the amount of calories you have. And when you go to a place that's all you can eat, you should have these flashing strobes. Beware, 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 because they're going to give you a full-size dinner plate and you're going to go up there and load it up and maybe go back for seconds. That's a place where, if it's the first time in a month you've done something like that, hey, celebrate. I'm not going to say you can't do it, but you can't do it 3 times a week and expect results, the ones you want. When you're about halfway through, a third of the way through eating a regular size meal, your gut is going to talk to your brain saying, hey, I'm happy. I don't need any more. And it's there, but we ignore it. We ignore it all the time because I get a lot more food on the plate. It's expensive. I have to pay. It doesn't matter what the reason is. Listen to your gut and your brain talk to each other, because it says, I have enough. I don't need any more. Maybe it's time to order that doggy bag. Maybe it's time to put some saran on top of it, put it in the refrigerator, come back to it later on. Start ordering the smallest portion you can. You save yourself a little bit of money, but you don't end up throwing stuff away. My wife and I split meals all the time, so Makes it very, very easy for us to go there, split something, and take advantage of that. Meal planning at home, nutrition is key. Again, what are you eating? What should you be eating? Exercise, walking, just simple walking. Extra stairs at work. If you're going up 2 or 3 flights of stairs as opposed to the elevator, take the stairs. Parking lot, park another 4 or 5 car lengths out. Every little bit helps. Switch your types of exercises you're doing. If I'm concentrating this week on strength training and cardio, maybe next week I need to do stretching and balance. There are a lot of things that keep us healthy. But if we never do stretch, we never do balance, it may come back and bite us in the end. Keep an exercise record so you have a good idea when you go and talk to your doctor. What are you doing? Okay, and they can look at it and say, or your nutritionist. There are a lot of things that an exercise record can do. And then have a backup plan. If you're going out to walk every day and all of a sudden you got 3 days worth of rain, what's your backup plan? Can you go to the mall and do the same thing? Do you have the equipment at home? Maybe you can change things out. Dancing to the oldies, whatever it may happen to be that you can do. And again, with any kind of fat or weight management program, hydration is absolute essential. Same thing with stress management. What works for me may not work for you. I love EFT, emotional freedom techniques, but a lot of people who exercise all the time, exercise is stress management. Breathing exercises. Pranayama is a great way of using YouTube to sit there and follow the yellow brick road when somebody else is doing it. But practice everywhere. If you can do some breathing exercises when you're sitting at a red light, you're in the store standing in line, you're at work. There are a lot of places, and all you maybe need is 20, 40 seconds of breathing exercises. But celebrate your small victories. Immune system expectations. Like fat and weight management, there's a lot of things in diet and nutrition that are all the same. Minimize sugar and alcohol, particularly with any kind of sugar, you're causing extra inflammation in the body. You're attacking the immune system. It's not something you need. Extra fiber in the diet keeps stuff flowing through your gut that keeps everything healthy. Our healthy fats, omega-3s primarily, coconut oil, and absolutely a stress management program to maintain a good immune system. Immune system expectations. I think some of the best things you can do is exercise, get good quality sleep, hydration. Since you're talking about your gut, we're talking about probiotics and prebiotics. Those are things that go into our gut to keep the bacteria there at the right levels with the right quantity. And again, our immune system is 80% of our gut. Everything that passes through your immune system is going to end up in some way affecting your immune system. If you're eating a lot of fried foods, you're eating a lot of stuff with advanced glycation end products, AGEs, toxins, sugar, whatever it may happen to be, omega-6 fatty acids as part of fried foods. Those things all have a problem in the gut. Gluten and dairy sensitivities, big problem. Aging, a lot of things there. We talk about our diet, our nutrition, sleep, basic nutritional lifestyle issues, stress management, sleeping, alcohol control, all those things, avoiding smoking, vaping, etc. Do you have a regular doctor's visit? Local labs provide a lot of information. I can go in and spend a fair amount of time at a local, get 3 or 4 local lab, get 3 or 4 blood tests. Okay, here's my C-reactive protein. Here's my vitamin D3 levels. Here's my homocysteine level. I can get a lot of those. I don't need the doctor's permission to get. So those are things that I can get. I can take those results with me. But when you're looking at aging, the telomere length, that's the end of your DNA. It's a little caplet down there that keeps the 2 helixes bound together. Every time that DNA splits and forms 2 DNA, you lose a little bit of that telomere length. The telomere length determines how old you're going to live and what your health is going to be. Another big one is your human growth hormone. That is something you lose a little bit as you're getting older. You're making less when you're a toddler. You're making tons when you get to be 50, 60. You're just barely tapping the bottom of the bucket. But fortunately, exercise, good eating, all those things help. Different kind of exercise to improve human growth hormone as opposed to telomere length. But one of the best things for human growth hormone is fasting. Any kind of fasting helps, but 24 hours seems to be one of the magic numbers. So intermittent fasting, extended fasting helps autophagy. That's where your body goes in and cleans out all the trash and garbage in your cells and recycles everything there. But know your limits. What can you do? What can you not do? So anyway, getting ready to getting ready to wrap up things. We've had a lot of things on our USA Global TV and radio network on the playlist. Go to Talking Heads, red.olaughlin, and look at everything that I posted there in the past. We have lots and lots of different parts of this thing. So if you want to know about longevity, you want to know about lifestyle, stress, toxins, lots and lots and lots of information is there. As I go into my last part here, my books can be found on my website, red.olaughlin.com, or on Amazon. And the books that I recommend are the ones that I have. No matter what you can do, it talks about your subconscious brain. How do you talk to it? You have to say, I want this or I need this. That talks to your conscious brain. If I expect or I intend to do something, that talks to your subconscious brain, the decision maker in 95% of every decision you make. The Joy of Ageless Health talks about what causes disease at the cellular level and what you can do about it. Longevity Secrets for Healthy Aging talks about telomere lengths and human growth hormone. What increases or decreases the things that cause aging to happen faster or slower. Understanding the Causes of Alzheimer's is a great book on learning more about the pathways. And my last one is basically how to write and publish a book for free. Thank you very much. Join you all next week, and we'll catch you then. Bye now.
This program is brought to you in part by the British School of Excellence and founder, Mr. Philip Sykes. Building confidence, changing lives. Do you share our view that etiquette is a set of modern life skills that are essential for personal and professional success? Join us as an etiquette coach and change people's lives through the power of etiquette and manners.
The last few days have been really amazing. I had a trainer course from the British School of Etiquette.
And I must say it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made and one of the best investments I've made in my own training and development.
Now, words alone will not describe the transformation and the positive path that I have traveled with the British School of Etiquette.
I find I learned a lot from the lessons this time I came.
The last few days with the British School of Etiquette have been fantastic.
And what I've learned now is really beyond my expectations.
This is the most rewarding experience and the best investment I have made this year.
It was just great. I learned so much, and when I go back to Belgium I will incorporate a lot of it into my day-to-day life and business.
It's been absolutely wonderful for the whole week that we were here.
I feel transformed, and I feel like blowing a trumpet and tell people, come and do this school. This class is the best. This is the best school ever.
You should take it. It will change your life immediately.
I am now able to teach other people how to bring the best of them.
Thank you.
Thank you, BSc.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you to our clients for their testimonials on the Train the Trainer program. Our exponential and global growth is so significant that we've evolved from the British School of Etiquette to the British School of Excellence, where we're investors in people. Let us invest in you and your career. Contact us to become an etiquette coach. Go to thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. Start your career and elevate your success today.
USA Global TV and Radio, in partnership with Dr. Jacqueline LLC, present Amazon #1 best-selling author, Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck. Dr. Jacqueline Kerbeck is a certified life, career, and executive coach who teaches people how to listen at an elevated level through her courses and her books. Dr. Kerbeck teaches her clients how to open their hearts and express themselves through their creative genius. In her children's book series, The Amazing Adventures of Lady Ella, The Listening Mentor, Dr. Kerbeck teaches children and their families how to listen at an elevated level. Dr. Kerbeck has worked with clients across the world to guide them in how to express themselves and communicate at a highly effective level. Join our team of elevated listeners so you can listen without judgment, without providing a solution, without interruption, and without stealing the stage. To order your books today, go to drjacqueline.com or Amazon.
This program has been brought to you in part by Zane Carson Carruth, etiquette and protocol expert, international award-winning author, television show host, and philanthropist. Thank you to Zane, our official diamond sponsor for USA Global TV and Radio in partnership with E360 TV. Zane is the author of The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever, as well as many other children's books. She's also the television host of Elegance, Polished Demeanor, and Posh Living, seen on USA Global TV and Radio.
Hi, my name is Zane Carson Carruth, and I'm the author of this book, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever.
Reading is magic. Studies have shown that reading to your children lays the foundation for greater success in life. Reading helps develop language and vocabulary skills. It helps improve memory, and it encourages curiosity and inspires creativity. The benefits are immeasurable, and as a parent, you'll benefit too. In only 10 or 15 minutes a day, you'll be creating warm memories and a bonding experience that will last for years to come. So take time to read to your children. Read them books about things that engage and interest them. Tales of fairies and magic fascinate children, and as everyone knows, the Tooth Fairy is at the top of the list. If your child loves magic, wands, adventure, and what child doesn't, you'll love reading them books from the trademarked series The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever. Follow along as Bella, the world's first tooth fairy, accidentally starts the tooth fairy tradition. Learn the tricks of being a professional tooth fairy in the book Bella Starts a Tooth Fairy School. Your child's imagination will soar as you read the adventures of Bella and her magic wand. These wonderful books are available at worldsfirsttoothfairy.com and at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart.
To learn more about Zane, contact her through her website, zanecarruth.com, ZANECARRUTH.com. Order Zane's books and merchandise. Contact her about being a keynote speaker at your next event.